This is a short commentary regarding what I've heard some foolish folks say is a contradiction in the Bible, and you may encounter it also. So as to prepare you for how to answer such foolish folk, I'm going to pass along what little I notice, and I would like folk to also feel free to comment in the comment section below and discuss some of these things, because what I'm going to present isn't hard and fast, just things that I notice, but also would be interested in hearing what other folks have to say. As we read in 1 Samuel or 2 Samuel chapter 1, this fella comes along to David, this guy that's an Amalekite, and he says that Saul died. He comes along, first of all, interestingly, he comes along expecting to receive something, I believe. He didn't expect to die. But first off, I would note that the guy had his clothes rent and dirt upon his head. So he came prepared, looking like it was mourning. Now, maybe he was, I don't know. But he came with a crown. Well, actually, it would be interesting. Okay. I don't know how the details of those, putting dirt on your head and ripping your clothes. But this is 3 days after Saul died, because it says, now it came to pass that after the death of Saul, it says, it came to pass even on the third day that this guy comes along. Now, would he still have dirt on his head and his clothes are ripped? And I don't guess he, Saul died. The guy, does it take him 3 days to get to him? That's my first question. But the guy's obviously lying when he says that he smote Saul, because that's the point. That's where the guy lied. He says that when he looked behind him, he saw me. It's talking about Saul, and called on me, and he said, and I said, here am I. He said unto me, stand, I pray thee, upon me, and slay me, for the anguish is come upon me, because my life is yet whole in me. Okay, that's a lie, because Saul said to his armor-bearer, draw thy sword and thrust me through therewith, and unless these uncircumcised come and thrust me through, and abuse me. But his armor-bearer would not, for he was sore afraid. Therefore Saul took a sword and fell upon it. It says here, and when his armor-bearer saw that Saul was dead, he fell likewise upon his sword and died with him. Now, if Saul was still breathing, was likely to speak. I don't think it was like he revived after the guy killed himself, and the nasty guy. So Saul was dead. That guy made sure then he killed himself. But you notice here it says, and when the men of Israel were on the other side of the valley, and they that were on the other side of Jordan saw that the men of Israel fled, and that Saul and his sons were dead. Okay, how would they know that Saul and his sons were dead? They were on the other side of the valley. Obviously, some of them had to go over to where Saul was and notice. Well, one of these dudes, apparently, were not necessarily, well, it said because the guy came out of the camp of Saul, and he saw that he was dead already. He stole the crown, he stole the bracelet. Maybe he thought that he was going to get caught, so he thought, well, hey, I'm going to still, cover my sin by taking this crown and this bracelet, and I'm going to take it to David. Now, wouldn't you think also that Saul would have instructed the fella, take my take my bracelet and take my crown, and he would have said that, Saul wanted me to give this to you, or something like that, but he would have said that if had that been the case, but he didn't. He just stole it, then goes to David with this lie about how he killed him. He has to justify himself somehow. Now, who knows? Maybe also he saw from afar what was transpiring, and he saw that Saul had fallen upon his sword, and then his armor-bearer did the same. Maybe that's what gave him the notion about how to, come up with this notion that he did him in. Okay, so, and the reason why I know, that, this guy maybe was somewhere in the area or came along after the fact is because the Philistines hadn't yet come upon him yet, because it says that it came to pass on the morrow when the Philistines came to strip the slain that they found Saul and his 3 sons fallen in Mount Gilboa. They would have taken away the body right away. Remember it says they pressed hard upon them? Well, obviously there was some other, people fighting against the Philistines, holding them back. to where they wasn't able to come upon Saul and his sons, the bodies, and take them away yet. So anyway, that's about it. There's probably more stuff that I meant to say that I've totally forgotten about, but what do you think? I'd be interested in hearing your comments below. Thanks.